So this week's episode of Little Witch Academia goes back and focusing on Akko and her trying to learn how to use her magic, but of course, she's underdeveloped where she should be at with this curriculum. And they're just doing some simple magic where they transform an object into some sort of animal, whatever they want. We see Diana turn hers into a unicorn, showing how amazing she is, but of course when Akko goes to do it, she just makes a fool of herself and puts bunny ears on herself, which is a pretty cute scenario. But then she kind of gets grounded in the school grounds when this, kind of prestige family is coming in. We have this, really handsome guy, Andrew, and his father, who apparently don't really like magic, but they're coming to see the school and things like that, and everyone's excited to go there, but Akko gets grounded, and she kind of has to learn how to use her magic by the end of the day so she can do this basic magic of just transforming an object into another thing, and they're practicing on, mice and things like that. But what I really liked with this episode is it's still very basic. That's what the show is. It's very basic, but how it's using basic ideas and structures for its storytelling, it's setting it up and executing it in a pretty interesting way. As we see Andrew, a guy who hates magic, he was a kind of childhood acquaintance. They weren't really friends, but they were kind of an acquaintance with each other, Andrew and Diana, and they kind of don't have a mutual love or even friendship. They just kind of know each other. Diana was always passionate with magic, whereas Andrew just thinks, magic is gonna die away. Why the hell do you even bother learning it? It's not useful in this new world. This is some medieval shit. Get it out of here. So I did like how he gets introduced to Akko, who he sees as just being a weird character. He always thinks witches are just these boring people. But Akko is a very unique person, similar to Shiny Chariot. And I liked their kind of overall progression going out throughout the school as she's trying to find this, archway that apparently if you go in, sometimes you get blessed with magic presence. It kind of releases, if you have potential, it releases your power, which is what happened to Shiny Chariot when she was at the appropriate stage. At first she got denied access, but as she grew and as she worked harder with her magic, she then had everything released and she became the great witch that she's known for. So you know that's going to happen to Akko eventually, but she wasn't ready at this point in time. But it was really interesting seeing Andrew slowly kind of see things through a different perspective, and his father thinks, we're just going to keep our enemies close and we're going to do our best to eliminate magic, and you can tell at some point Andrew is going to inherit the throne that his father sits on, and I assume because of the slow friendship that we're seeing between Akko as well as Andrew, I'm thinking by the time Akko is ready to gain this power to become a great witch, the same time is probably going to be around when Andrew has control to either save the school or kind of take control of his father's business or company, whatever the hell this is. So I assume what's ultimately going to happen before this 2-core ends is we're going to see Andrew at the height of power, and he's going to help the witches because of Akko at some point. I see that's how it's going to go, but like I predicted, Shiny Chariot definitely is this teacher. We see her hair go from red back to blue. She changes it when she's stopping this, polar bear. So, I mean, if anyone had any, skepticism, not really sure if it was her, this episode confirms it. And I don't think we're going to see the school realize who she is, or at least we're not going to see Akko realize that she is Shiny Chariot until probably the halfway point, because this is going to be a 2-core. I don't think they need to rush into the reveal for the other characters. I mean, we got the reveal ourselves, but I don't think the characters need to have that reveal just yet. There's still enough time for Akko to slowly kind of stumble around, not know what she's doing before she reveals and then gets maybe training by Shiny Chariot. There's a lot that they can still do with this, but this episode was pretty interesting because it was focused more on a new side character, but then also focusing on Akko and her struggles and how she just wanted that early boost, but she's not ready. She needs to keep working hard, and if she does, eventually, we know, she'll get the same sort of magic that Shiny Chariot was granted. But I'm just having a lot of fun with this series. I mean, obviously, the voice acting, animation, it's all on point. It's just, I like how Trigger is doing this because it's a simple concept. The ideas per episode are simple, slowly setting up some sort of antagonist with this family, but we know Andrew's not going to be a full antagonist. But still, it's very simple, but I think how they're doing the execution overall, it feels different than things we've seen, and overall, it's just a really fun time. I've heard some people now come out of the woods saying, I much prefer the OVA and things like that, which I don't really see because they're literally identical to what we got in the OVAs and movies, just now we're getting it every single week instead of at, random bursts. But, for myself, I love what the TV adaptation's doing. I love how it's progressing things. I love how it's taking things slow at times, but also just slowly giving the development I wanted to see with Akko. See her start out horrible and slowly progress to greatness while also exploring the school, exploring new and exciting ideas, and I think Little Witch Academia is doing it damn well. Maybe not everyone's gonna like it, but I think, the people who enjoyed episode 1 for the most part are still having fun up till here. There's gonna be a few who don't, obviously, but I think at the core most people are probably still having a great time. But I had a lot of fun with this episode. I mean, really just overall from start to finish, it was a fun episode. It wasn't the best, it wasn't the worst. It was just a really solid episode overall. But I'm interested to hear what people are thinking about Little Witch Academia. You still having fun? Did you find this episode to be disappointing? And do you agree with me that eventually Andrew and Akko are going to be really good friends and they're going to help magic thrive in this new world? Because that's where I see it's going. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And before you leave, hit that like button if you did enjoy the video. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.